So this one Christmas colouring book makes a ton of money on Amazon, and we're going to find out why. So these bold and easy colouring books on Amazon KDP are a fantastic niche and very popular at the moment. The one thing to mention is they're getting more and more saturated every day. So if you're trying to break into this niche, be aware that you're going to have to spend a decent amount on ads to break through and rank for those search terms. So we're going to look at this colouring book today, but as always, the reason I'm doing this is for inspiration and education. I'm not trying to sell you a dream that you too can make this book and make thousands every single month. That's probably not very likely. But with time, with effort, with advertising, with all of those things put together, there's a chance that you could break into a niche like this and make some money. So this is an example of the best out there. It's up there with the likes of Coco YO in those bold and easy colouring books. But this one book alone makes tens of thousands of dollars a month on Amazon. And we're going to take a closer look into it and see why. So coming on to the book itself, it's an 8.5 by 8.5 square colouring book. And so most of these bold and easy colouring books are that size. So if you're wanting to create this type of book, that's the size I'd recommend. So looking at the title, it's a cozy girl Christmas colouring book. And then the subtitle is Bold and Easy Designs for Adults and Teens. So again, it's focusing in on that bold and easy niche that Coco YO has made very, very popular. Looking at the front cover, it's really nothing special at all. The one thing that is good about it is it's got very clear text, and I love the little Santa hat here on top of the G. But as with all of these bold and easy colouring books, the important thing to do is showcase some of the designs that are inside. And that's what this one's done here quite nicely as well. So you've got a lovely little sausage dog, you've got a Christmas jumper, a bell, a wreath. It's showcasing what's inside really nicely. And then on the back cover, as you often see with colouring books, it's got a few example pages inside. So this book is listed for $7.99, which is pretty standard for adult colouring books on Amazon. Taking a quick look inside, it's got a lovely little introduction section here. And what I quite like is they've taken the time to create an explanation section about, putting another piece of paper underneath the design to prevent bleed through. Not only is it a nice, thoughtful thing to add, but it's probably going to help increase the customer review ratings as well. Because you can't control the quality of the pages when you're just printing like this on standard paper. But what you can do is help people to have a better customer experience. So that's a really nice thing that they've done up front. They've also linked to their newsletter and included their email here as well, which, it shows they're taking the time, they're taking the effort, they're a really approachable brand. They've then got the intro section, a test page, and then we would come onto the colouring pages. So the one thing that stands out to me by looking at the look inside is it doesn't just go straight into the colouring pages. And that screams to me that, they've taken a little bit more time and effort, and this is a slightly more premium product than if you just opened it and it went straight to the colouring pages. So I would take that advice if you're making this type of book and utilise it in your books as well. So this book includes 50 simple designs with thick lines. And if we scroll down, we can see the from the publisher A+ content. Now, I think this is where this book really stands out, is it's taken the time and the effort to include a lot of nice examples of the colouring pages inside. So something important to note here is that I'm not sure if this used AI or not. You can't really tell. But even if it did use AI, what they've done is they've cleaned it up really nicely. And for these bold and easy colouring pages, you really, really need to make sure there's not blemishes, there's not shading. It's just thick outlines that are consistent all the way throughout the book. Looking at these, for example, there's no weird lines that are incomplete, and the line thickness throughout is consistent. But scrolling down, we can see that on the bestsellers rank, it's currently number 214 in books. And if we take that over to BookBird, we can see how many sales it's getting a month and how much money it's making as well. So here on BookBird, we can enter the BSR number, which is 214. And we can see that it's getting an estimated 400 sales a day or 12,000 sales a month. Now, obviously, this type of book's going to sell better at Christmas. So this is probably that kind of peak level of sales. But, that's an amazing amount of sales a month. The one thing to mention is, we don't know the marketing and advertising that's being utilised on this book. It could be one that's took off on TikTok, for example, and getting loads of traction from there. And they could be spending hundreds, if not thousands a month on ads. We just don't know that. But what this does show is it shows the interest. It shows that people are really interested in the bold and easy colouring book niche. Yes, it's saturated, but if you can find different niches within that bold and easy niche, then there's every chance of making sales. And that's what this person's done in that cozy girl Christmas niche. So yeah, as mentioned, the cover's nothing special, but it does show what's inside the book very nicely. And so I don't think that this book would be that hard to make. Coming back over to Bookbird, we can click this little button here that says Add Royalty Calculator. We can add that it has 106 pages and it sells for $7.99. And from that, we can see that this book makes an estimated $1,081 a day. That is absolutely insane. And for the month, it makes over $32,000 a month. Now, as mentioned, that's an estimated number and it doesn't take into account things like ads. But that is absolutely crazy, right? Imagine making one book and making $1,000 a day from it. Like, that is the dream. It's not something that's attainable for most, but if you can build a brand, especially if you're good on social media, if you're willing to spend money on ads and you know what you're doing over there, doing something a little bit like this, maybe not getting quite to this level, but aiming somewhere a little bit underneath it, is potentially achievable. So for all of those people out there who say Amazon KDP is saturated, it's dead, just look at this book for an example. If you're taking the time and the effort to make quality products, to advertise it and market it, you can still make a ton of sales on Amazon KDP. And so if you're interested in making this type of book, I just wanted to take a quick look at the product and see if there's anything that I could recommend improving on. Because what we don't want to be doing on Amazon is just duplicating this, trying to get the same amount of success, because that tends to not work out very well. What I advise is to make something different or better. So this is a cozy girl Christmas colouring book. Why not make a cozy animals Christmas colouring book? This has 50 colouring pages. Why not make 100 colouring pages? So they're the different types of way that you can differentiate or better this book. But looking at the front cover, this is the kind of standard type of cover for this genre. It's got a very beigey background. It doesn't really stand out that much on thumbnail view. Surely there's a way to make this bolder, more beautiful, more colourful, brighter, more vibrant, and stand out a little bit against the competition. So that's one way that I would look at standing out from this book. And then, as mentioned, cozy girl Christmas. There must be a reason that people are targeting these type of terms, but surely there's different niches within that you could look at. So cozy animals, cozy dogs, cozy cats, cozy men, cozy boys. There's different types of books that you could look at making this Christmas. But this is also part of a series of 12 books called Bold and Easy. And it's from an author called Jeanette Veronica. And so what I would imagine is that this publisher has a lot of followers. They've got a good amount of social media, etc. But this book, for example, it was only released in September this year. So it's not like it's a book that was released 2 years ago and still performing well. It's a book that was released recently. They've obviously put a good amount of ad spend behind it. They might have a lot of followers, but it does show what's possible on Amazon. And that's why I'm doing this series, looking at different types of books and how much money they're making. I just think it's nice to look at the different areas, maybe get some inspiration for yourself. But one thing I would do is try not to get disheartened when you're comparing it to your books. I've got some books that sell really well, and I've also got loads of books that don't even sell a single copy. So it's all about finding that right niche, creating a great book, and differentiating from what's already out there. Now, I hope this video is useful. Drop a comment down below with what types of books you're looking to make for Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.